Greetings in the name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. I am so thrilled and happy to have in the studio this morning Mr. Vernon Maytone with us. And you will hear him later on, much later on. But now I say greetings in the name of the Sabbath. It is the Sabbath morning and we're happy to be here live on reggaetelevisionnetwork.com. Before we get into the business, I just want to say this is the Sabbath morning, and during the Sabbath morning or the Sabbath day, which begins at Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, we do read Psalms 119, which is King David's prayer in praise of the divine law. That is really important. But we will talk about other things right now. Last week when we launched, I talked about my conversation with a young homosexual fellow at a roti shop. He said he would not go to Jamaica because Jamaicans hate homosexuals. I was appalled to hear that, because I know we Jamaicans are loving people. We don't hate anyone. And so I thought it was sad that this young man would be missing out on seeing a beautiful island like Jamaica, where people are loving and kind, and there's good vibes on the island, because he thinks hateful people would not have him there. So I just want you to know that there's God's definitive word on homosexuality in the Bible, and it's in Deuteronomy 32:32 and then verse 35. Just want to get that cleared up. So another thing though is that I was watching television last week, and I was kind of cringing in my seat, hoping that, and praying that the shooter, is not black, or knowing very well he is. I'm talking about the incident at the Eaton Center this week. We living in Toronto, we know, we understand, and we heard. And I was hoping that that was not the problem, but it was. And I just want to say, to my fellow brothers out there, we've got to hold our heads up, and we got to be strong, and we have to do the right thing. And it just kind of developed the topic that I want to talk about this week. And I entitled it, I'm Sick and Tired. Now bear with me, it might be harsh, but I think we have to talk. We have to get it all out there. We have to communicate with each other and make each other understand that we're here for each other and we love each other, and we're going to start doing better for each other. So here it is. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of watching TV, cringing, hoping that the shooter of a gun or the wielder of a knife is not black. I'm sick and tired of walking past my black sisters who hasn't got a smile for me. Why? I'm sick and tired of absentee fathers, my own included. God rest his soul. And I'm sick and tired of mothers who are not caring enough for their young men and have them doing things like what this young man did at the Eaton Center on Saturday. I'm sick and tired that Africans continue to reject Rastafari. I'm sick and tired of family members who put money and material things before flesh and blood. Now, not just a few things I'm sick and tired of. There's so much more. But I won't get into that this week. We can talk more about that later on. Now, I know that it's been a long time, and we've had a long road, and it's very painful. But there's one man who made it very clear to us, and we're going to use his words a lot this week, because he said it better than any one of us could ever say. And so we're going to do Marcus this week. We're going to focus on Marcus this week. Marcus Garvey. And I say Marcus Garvey, he was born in 1889, and he stayed with us until 1940. He loved Africa, but he never got there. Just like Moses never got to the promised land. Yet Moses led his people there. And Marcus Garvey led us back to Africa. And it's time we start thinking about Africa. It's time we start to understand what she needs and how we all can help. Marcus wrote this. He says, "Look for me in the whirlwind or the storm. Look for me all around you. For with God's grace, I shall come and bring with me countless millions of black slaves who have died in America and the West Indies, and the millions in Africa to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life." He says, civilization of today has gone drunk and crazy with its power, and by such it seeks through injustice, fraud, and lie to crush the unfortunate. But if I am apparently crushed by the system of influence and misdirected power, my cause shall rise again to plague the conscience of the corrupt. For this I am satisfied. For you, I repeat, I am glad to suffer and even die. Again, I say, cheer up, for better days are ahead. I shall write the history that will inspire the millions that are coming and leave the posterity of our enemies to reckon with the hosts for the deeds of their fathers. That's Marcus Garvey. And you know, I am so honored to have his words to read and to relate to you today, because we all have to know what Marcus did and said. Here's a quote from the preface of the Majority Press Centennial Edition for The Philosophy and Opinion of Marcus Garvey, or Africa for the Africans, by Tony Martin, June 14, 1986. The Philosophy and Opinion of Marcus Garvey, or Africa for the Africans, is an unusual work. Begun as the private compilation of a devoted wife, it was transformed under the pressure of circumstance into a celebrated apologia for a great leader. Now I have to look up the word apologia just to make sure I knew what it meant. And the Canadian Oxford Dictionary says, a formal defense of one's opinion and conduct. Tony Morris goes on to say, the history and contents of the book are a metaphor on the black experience of the last 500 years. Careful perusal of these pages reveal much more than the dreams and achievements and the trials and tribulations of the most successful Pan-African movement of all times. They reveal much of the strengths and hopes, of the failures and frustrations besetting scattered Africa in its tedious meanderings out of the quagmire of slavery and subjugation. That is so heavy. We should all have that in our hearts, knowing that our journey, slavery was not a destination. It was not a destination, it was a journey. And we're still on that journey. And Marcus Garvey is a great leader, and he's part of that journey that we all should know, we all should embrace. And we're going to try to relate just about everything. We're going to try to relate him to you today. Before we go on, I just want to remind you that we're in the studio live from Scarborough, Ontario, and we are on reggaetelevisionnetwork.com. You can tune into us live every Saturday to hear some words of wisdom, to hear the shouts and scream of His Majesty's name, and to know that we're here and we're bringing you all the culture, all the music, and all the philosophy that's out there in Rasta world, because we all need to know, we all need to understand. Now, we'll go on with more Marcus. The Philosophy and Opinion of Marcus Garvey is a book that should be in every black home. Every black child should have access to this book. Just like the Jerusalem Bible and many more books we hope to feature here on reggaetelevisionnetwork.com every Saturday morning live at our studio in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. Last week I also talked about the 4 songs of the servants of Yahweh, the foundation of Rastafari. I think it's important that we know the foundation so we can understand how to understand it. You see, There's been a lot of misconception and a lot of rumors and a lot of, talk about what Rastafari is about. But because it has a foundation, a solid foundation, it's important that we talk about that too. And I'll tell you, these 4 men, you can find them in the book of Isaiah from chapter 42 to 52. And you can also find this information on our website on the foundation page. It's laid out there for you. The 4 men are listed, and we talked about it last week. So we're just going to focus on Marcus, one of the men, this week. But for your information, Isaiah tells us the 4th servant is Jesus. The 3rd servant is Marcus Garvey. The 2nd servant is Bob Marley. And the 1st servant is His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. We will discuss all these men in the future here on Reggae Television Network. But as I said, this week we're focusing on Marcus Garvey because he's the orator of the group, and his words are dear to us. His words are words we should all live by. As I said, every black child should have access to this book. Every black family should have a copy of this book in their home. Everyone. And not just black people, because we're all one people and we all need to know. But I think black people need to know more. They need to know themselves more. Okay, here's Marcus's wife, Amy Jacks Garvey, in New York City, February 23rd, 1923. She writes, "My purpose for compiling same preliminary was not for publication, but rather to keep as a personal record of the opinions and saying of my husband during his career as the leader of that portion of the human family known as the Negro race. However, on second thought, I decided to publish this volume in order to give to the public an opportunity of studying and forming an opinion of him, not from inflated and misleading newspaper and magazine articles, but from expressions of thoughts enunciated by him in defense of his oppressed and struggling race, so that by his own words he may be judged, and Negroes the world over may be informed and inspired for truth, brought to light, forces conviction, and a state of conviction inspires action." That's his wife, Amy. That was his second wife, Amy. Incidentally, his first wife was also Amy, but Marcus had to look for that one. Now, we're going to read Marcus's own words, and he labels them quite clearly, and we'll keep them just the way he said them, because no one could say them as well as Marcus did, and I believe that his words suffice. So we'll start to read Marcus's words now. History. History is the landmark by which we are directed into the true course of life. The history of a movement, the history of a nation, the history of a race is the guidepost of that movement's destiny, that nation's destiny, that race's destiny. What you do today that is worthwhile inspires others to act at some future time. So you see, having our young men wielding guns out there, shooting each other, knifing each other, hurting each other, killing each other, that is the last thing we should be doing. And the first thing we should be doing is studying Marcus Garvey. Now we go on. Life. Life is the existence that is given to man to live for a purpose, to live to his own satisfaction and pleasure, providing he forgets not the God who created him and who expects a spiritual obedience and observance of the moral laws that he has inspired. Fear. Fear is a state of nervousness fit for children and not men. When man fears a creature like himself, he offends God. in whose image and likeness he is created. Man being created equal fears not man but God. To fear is to lose control of one's nerves, one's will, to flutter like a dying fowl, lose consciousness, yet alive. Ambition. Ambition is the desire to go forward and improves one's condition. It is a burning flame that lights up the life of the individual and makes him see himself in another state. To be ambitious is to be great in mind and soul, to want that which is worthwhile and strive for it, to go on without looking back, reaching to that which gives satisfaction. To be humanly ambitious is to take in the world, which is the province of men. To be divinely ambitious is to offend God by rivaling him in his infinite majesty. Don't play God, because there's only one. Now, this is really hard because it speaks to the soul of Africa. It speaks to the soul of black people who I believe need help. We need to understand that we have to help each other. We have to. Bob Marley puts it clearly. He says, hand in hand, we will overcome this little struggle. But we have to put hand in hand. We can't just stand aside and watch our brother needing help and say, oh, I'm not going to help him. Why should I help him? You should help him because he's God's children. And you are God's child. So we help each other. And that's what Marcus really tries to make us understand, that God is the head. He's the creator. It's his desires. It's his laws that we must penetrate. We continue reading Marcus Garvey. Religion. Religion is one's opinion and belief in some ethical truth. To be a Christian is to have the religion of Christ. And so to be a believer of Muhammad is to be a Mohammedan. But there are so many religions that every man seems to be a religion unto himself. No two persons think alike, even if they outwardly profess that same faith. So we have as many religions in Christianity as we have believers. Faithfulness. Faithfulness is actuated by a state of heart and mind in the individual that changes not. No one is wholly faithful to a cause or an object except his heart and mind remain firm without change or doubt. If one's attitude or conduct changes toward an object, then one has lost in one's faithfulness. It is a wholeness of belief, overshadowing all suspicions, all doubt, admitting of no question, to strive without regret or disgust, to obligate oneself to that which is promised or expected, to keep to our word and do our duty well. There are but a few faithful people nowadays. Education. Education is the medium by which a people are prepared for the creation of their own particular civilization and the advancement and glory of their own race.
They're having different kinds of needs photographically.
Nationhood. Nationhood is the only means by which modern civilization can completely protect itself. Independence of nationality, independence of government is the means of protecting not only the individual, but the group. Nationhood is the highest ideal of all peoples. Now I have to repeat that. Nationhood is the highest ideal of all peoples. And you know, we're seeing that demonstrated just now because the Euro Cup has started. And as you can see, Whether you're from Portugal, whether you're from England, whether you're from Italy, Norway, Sweden, as long as you're part of Europe, everyone is excited, everyone is participating, and everyone is supporting. This is a perfect example of Marcus's words on nationhood. The Europeans have an ideal and they want to be a nation. So they come together and they work together and they play together and they celebrate together. We have got to emulate that. I mean, on a big scale, not just here or there or anywhere, but everywhere. We've got to come together as one, always as one. As Marcus himself said, one God, one aim, one destiny. All right, we go on with Marcus. The evolution scale, he says, that weighs nations and races, balance alike for all people. Hence, we feel secure that someday the balance will register a change for the Negro. See, he's hopeful. He says we're going to do it. We're going to come together. So we just have to start. Now, he also says, if we are to believe the divine injunction, we must realize that the time is coming when every man and every race must return to its own vine and fig tree. Now that's really telling. What he's saying is that, I mean, I know some people are thinking, what is she talking about? Africa? I'm not, where's Africa? But Marcus is saying, and he should know, because he's one of the servants that God gave the responsibility of letting us know who we are. And what he's saying is that eventually we're going to have to go back to Africa. It's just that you have to decide whether you want to go or not. That's all it is. And if you want to go, then you have to do some work. If you don't want to go, well, it's all choice. Everyone has a choice. And then he says, let Africa be our guiding star. He says our star of destiny. So these are not my words. These are Marcus's. I just understand them. Now, leadership. Leadership means everything. It means pain. It means blood. It means death. That's how serious it is. Leadership. I'll repeat that. Leadership means everything. It means pain, blood, and death. And we know many of our leaders, they've had pain. Many of our leaders, they've had to shed their blood. And we know that many of them have had to die. He also says, we're living in a civilization that is highly developed. We're living in a world that is scientifically arranged, in which everything done by those who control is done through systems, proper arrangement, proper organization, and among some of the organized method used to control the world is the thing known and called propaganda. This is what Marcus says about propaganda. Propaganda. Propaganda has done more to defeat the good intentions and races and nations than even open warfare. Propaganda is a method or medium used by organized people to convert others against their will. We of the Negro race are suffering more than any other race in the world from propaganda. Propaganda to destroy our hopes, our ambitions, and our confidence in self. Wow, that is so heavy. That is so profound. When Marcus speaks, you understand him. When he writes, he makes you really know what he's saying. He goes on to say, slavery. Slavery is a condition imposed upon individuals or races not sufficiently able to protect or defend themselves. And so long as a race of people expose themselves to the danger of being weak, no one can tell when they will be reduced to slavery. When a man is a slave, he has no liberty of action, no freedom of will. He is bound and controlled by the will and acts of others. As of the individual, so of the race. Slavery is a condition confined to anyone. Slavery is a condition confined. Slavery is not a condition confined to one age or race of people. Slavery has been since man, in the different distribution of himself, scattered here, there, and everywhere, has grown and developed. Within one race will become strong, and the other race remains weak. The strong race has always reduced the weak to slavery. It has been so in past ages, it is so now in certain parts of the world, and will be until the end of time. The great British nation was once a race of slaves. In their own country they were not respected because the Romans went and kept them in slavery. They were not respected in Rome because they were regarded as slave race. But the Briton did not always remain a slave. As a freed man, he went back to his country, Britain, and built up a civilization of his own. And by self-reliance and initiative, he forced the respect of mankind and maintained it until today. Now, we just watched the great celebration of the British Empire celebrating the Queen's 60th birthday. And I applaud her. That's wonderful. She's a dignified lady, and she deserved the role. She deserved the post. But that's an example that we can look at and follow and see how they celebrate, how they recognize. We have to start to celebrate, and we have to start to recognize each other for what we do and what we must do. The last thing I'm going to read from the Philosophy and Opinion of Marcus Garvey is called Man, Know Thyself. For man to know himself is for him to feel that for him there is no human master. For him, nature is his servant, and whatsoever he wills in nature, that shall be his reward. If he will to be a pygmy, a serf, or a slave, he shall be. That shall he be. If he wills to be a real man in possession of the things common to men, then he shall be his own sovereign. For the last 400 years, the Negro has been in the position of being condemned, even as the lower animals are controlled. Our race has been without a will, without a purpose of its own, for all his length of time. Because of that, we have developed few men who are able to understand the strenuousness of the age in which we live in. When we can find in this race of ours real men, men of character, men of purpose, men of confidence, men of faith, men who really know themselves. I have come across so many weaklings who profess to be leaders, but in the test I have found them but the slaves of a nobler class. They perform the will of their masters without question. To me, a man has no master but God. Man is in his authority is a sovereign Lord. As for the individual man, so of the individual race. This feeling makes man so courageous, so bold, as to make it impossible for his brother to intrude upon his rights. So few of us can understand what it takes to make a man. The man who will never say die, the man who will never give up, the man who will never depend upon others to do for him what he ought to do for himself, the man who will not blame God, who will not blame nature, who will not blame fate for his condition, but the man who will go out and make conditions to suit himself. Oh, how disgusting life becomes when on every hand you hear people who bear my image, who bear my resemblance, telling you that they cannot make it, that fate is against them, that they cannot get a chance. If 400 million Negroes can only get to know themselves, to know that in them is a sovereign power, is an authority that is absolute, then in the next 24 hours, we will have a new race. We would have a nation, an empire resurrected not from the will of others to see us rise, but from our own determination to rise, irrespective of what the world thinks. That is just a little part of Marcus. That is just a little part of what Marcus is about. Now, as I said earlier in the top of the show, everyone, every black family, every black home should have a copy of this book, The Philosophy and Opinion of Marcus Garvey, or Africa for the Africans. It is imperative that we read this book, we find this book, we read this book, we study this book, and then we do what the book says. Now, that was heavy, and now we're going to go to the really light part, the really sweet part, the part that you're really, really going to know and enjoy, because Mr. Vernon Maytone is in studio with us. He's come all the way from Montreal, and we're so happy to have him here. Welcome.
Bless him.
Thank you, thank you. He came in last night and he showed up here this morning just like a trooper, and we're very thankful. Now, he has a new album out.
Yes.
And why don't you tell us about your new album?
It's a new album, and the title is Words of Wisdom, and we're just going straight, you know, no holding back. We're just saying it from the heart, you know what I mean? And as I hear it, or script there, it's coming like it's defending what I'm saying on the
Wonderful.
album, you know. Yeah.
Well, that's why you're here today, because we are on the same page.
Bless.
You know, we love people, we love God.
Yes.
You know, and we want everyone to be doing right.
Yes.
And your music certainly is one of those vehicles that make us know to do the right.
For real.
Well, you know, it's so funny. When I knew you were coming and I wanted to know more about you,
Yeah.
I went and just studied what's out there about you. And
Yeah.
one thing that really came clear to me is how long you've been in this business.
Yes.
You have been in this business a long, long time.
Yes. For real.
What age did you start at?
I started around 14, 15.
What does a 15, 14-year-old know that he wants to sing songs and?
Like it's just a blessing. That's all I can say. You
Yeah.
know, because it was there from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is there anybody in your family sings? Your father, your mother?
No, not really.
No. This is all new from.
Yeah, it's like the in music, love music,
Mm-hmm.
but never really take that. You know,
Ah.
that path. You know what I mean?
Wow. You know, you started so young at 15,
Yeah.
and you've had such a long and successful career.
Yeah.
Is there any way that you can remember what the first song you wrote?
Oh wow! The first song I really wrote is a song, A Little Bit of This.
A little bit of this.
Yes, and that song, it really never come to light. It was just like on a 10-inch, like just a few copies.
Well, can you sing it for us? Am I putting you on the spot?
Not really. I only can give you a line.
Okay.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that. How sweet it is. Yeah, you know.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, for real.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. How sweet it is.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow. Now you've worked with other people throughout the years, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I remember reading. It says the first person you worked with was Gladstone Grant.
Yeah, that was my neighbor.
That was your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of just lived side by side, decided to do this together.
Yes.
How did that work out?
Well, I guess he just listened to me and liked the business, and he liked to sing too. So we just get into it. And
Yeah. And you guys were together a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what was the first song you wrote?
The first song.
The first song the two of you wrote together or did together?
Well, the writing is I alone do all the writing.
Oh, you do all the writing.
Yes.
Yes.
And the first hit song was a song named Loving Reggae, My Love and I.
My Love and I.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And what year was that, do you remember?
That was 69.
69.
Yeah.
The year babies, 69.
Yeah.
Many kids out there, they're
Yeah.
babies, understand
Yeah.
how long it's been, right?
For real.
Wow. That's great. So, but you started singing like love songs before you start getting serious, as we talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, how sweet it is.
Yes, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Well, And to be honest, the producer that I work with, he wasn't into too much roots, you know. So he brand me as a house name.
Yeah.
So we used to sing a lot of love songs, you know what I mean. But I used to sing culture songs still, but it's our way. It's hard getting into him, you know. He does mostly like we to write love songs.
Love song. But that was what was happening at the time.
Yeah.
People want to go to dance and hold each other and dance and party. People were really into the culture until maybe the early 70s.
Yeah.
That really started.
Sorry,
Yeah. So because of this longevity you've had in music, when you started at 15, you have released an album almost in every. You have released albums in every decade since then.
Yeah, for real.
Wow, so that's a lot of writing songs.
Yeah.
Have you worked with many producers, many music?
I was the kind of artist that run from
place to
place. You know, I mean, I really just settled down with Gigi's record, and at the same time I used to run my own label from way back. You know, so I always have my own little thing going with Gigi.
And you still have your own little thing. Tell us about that.
Oh, I have my big thing now.
Yeah, there's this big thing now. So tell us about your big thing.
It's a Music Life Movement. This label run by my cousin and I, Everton. You know, and it's really doing good.
Well, Everton, I know Everton Phillips, right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, he not only is a music producer, but he also built decks.
Yes.
Right?
He's a contractor.
And he's a contractor, and he built my deck, and I can tell you, you call this man, you will not regret having your deck built by him. So definitely, I know he's not just a great producer. He's because he got you here.
Yes.
He also built my deck.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, it's great hearing, going to your website and being able to hear your latest songs on the website. People can do that, right?
Yes, right.
You have what, 2 songs posted on your website that people can listen to?
I have a few songs on.
Few songs posted? Yeah. So you started in Jamaica.
Yes.
And then you did most of your stuff in Jamaica in the 60s, the 70s.
Yeah.
And the 80s.
Yeah, early 80s. I came to Canada. Actually, I came on a show, right? We do 2 shows in Canada. I don't know, maybe I fell in love with the place and
you can fall in love with Canada.
And I met my wife here and you know, it goes on.
Yeah, his lovely wife is in the studio and I can understand why he stayed. That's great. But you also had great success in the UK. Tell us about that.
Well, the UK was one of our major markets. You know, like anything, everything we do.
Anything reggae was really big there. Oh yeah. Yeah. So you just went there.
In Europe, certain questions people ask, you have to scratch it and say, oh,
they know that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, they're really into music.
Yeah, because I heard you on a radio interview from someone in Ireland.
In Dublin.
In Dublin. Yeah. And you know, I was amazed at how much he knew about you.
Yes.
I mean, he knew who you were from way back. He knew what you did. He knew what you're doing now.
Yes.
And he was so excited to talk to you. I thought, wow, I got to get this man I got to get this man to talk to.
Yeah, for real.
Wow. So you started off with Gladstone Grand, and then later on you became like the Mighty Maytone.
Yes.
So tell us about that one.
That was just to put a more power in the group, you know what I mean? And at the same time, it was in the era of Mighty Diamonds, and it was my rival, and we was like...
So you had to be mighty?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we just put like the mighty to it and say, yeah, we are there too. Come on.
Yeah. Well, they certainly heard you.
Yeah.
Because you know, I played your CD.
Yeah.
For a young friend of mine. He's a contractor for this place.
Okay.
And I played, and he's like 24.
Yeah.
And he was mesmerized by the music. He said, "Wow, this is good. Who's this guy?"
Yeah.
He never heard you before, but he just loved it.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know, that it lasts. It's a music that lasts from age to age, and it goes on. You know, you don't have any limit.
Yes.
And if you're 2, you can rock to Vernon Maytone. If you're 70, you remember him. You remember rocking to him. Yeah. So it's great.
I got an email just since week. You know, some young guy was in maybe 30 or so, and he said he's saying, I love your music.
Yeah.
And you know, I just want to say, you never wrote a bad song.
Aww.
You know,
that's so nice. He never wrote a bad song. He never did.
No, not really.
No, because I listened to.
Think of that. No.
That's great. That's a great compliment, because you know you put out I've seen so many CDs. We'll talk about the other CDs that you did.
Yes.
Now, you had a big, huge hit, right?
Yes.
Money Worries.
Money Worries.
Everybody knows Money Worries.
Yeah.
Now, how did you compose that song? What was happening to you at the time why Money Worries became your song?
Well, it was a thing that going around, you know, because I don't know, a lot of people don't know it. A lot of people do Money Worries. Do a song named Money Worries.
Yeah.
And it was about 7 Money Worries released at that time.
Really?
Yeah. And
people are having a lot of trouble with money.
And with a blessing, I don't know, maybe the words, how they words it.
Yeah.
Our one just took off and everything else dropped flat. You know what I mean?
Wow. So your Money Words became
my Money Words became
money pain.
Yeah, it's for real.
Well,
for real.
that's great.
Yeah.
So you found a lot of success with that song.
Yes, for real. It was in the movie Rockers.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw. That was like what, 70s? Rockers?
Yeah, the 70s.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, Jamaica has really produced some really top good movies.
Yeah.
Harder They Come.
Yeah.
Countryman.
Yeah.
I love that movie, Countryman.
For real.
Everybody should see Countryman.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
It kind of mirrors the life of Bob Marley. They say it's kind of dedicated to Bob Marley.
That's it.
But it's really about goodness.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Which you can find a lot in Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Jamaicans are great. There's lots of goodness in Jamaica. We love people.
Yeah.
So we have to defend that. We have to don't allow people to talk about how bad Jamaica is and how bad Jamaicans are. We have to defend Jamaica. Jamaica is great. For real. Jamaica is great. And it produced great people.
Yeah.
Great people. So
actually, I just wrote a song about Jamaica for the 50th anniversary.
For the 50th anniversary?
Yeah.
That's right. We're having our 50th anniversary of freedom.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Now, 50 years. For those of you out there, I'm 52.
Yeah.
For those of you out there who are only 50 years old, you know that 50 years is a very, very short time.
Yeah.
Very short time. Jamaica's had just a very short time to really get her act together. And I know we could do a lot better, but I believe we've done a lot too.
Yeah.
And we have a long way to go, but I'm proud of Jamaica. I think we're doing well. And I think everybody should go to Jamaica one day and experience the love, the heart and the goodness.
For real.
Now, I looked up on your website and I saw you have a Jamaican flag and a Canadian flag. Now I know how you feel about Jamaica because I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Now, and you also said you came to Canada and fell in love.
Yeah.
What do these two countries mean to you?
Well, Canada is my home too. You know what I mean? Because when I calculate it, I spend half of my life in Canada. One don't go from the other. Still, Jamaica is the roots, and Jamaica will always be the roots. I'm not gonna put down Canada over Jamaica.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But I like Canada.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of countries, and I fell in love with Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canada's a place you can have time.
Yeah.
You can have time. You don't feel rushed or pushed.
No.
You have time, and that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's
away from Africa. I think Canada is close to Jamaica.
There you go. There you go.
Got so much freedom still, but you can survive.
And then probably that's why God just sent us here, because He knew that there was a similarity where we come from.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, it's as I said, I was looking at your website and I was counting all the albums that you did.
Yeah.
And I asked you about. I counted 15.
Yeah.
But you said that there's much more.
Yeah, I lose track. And don't ask me the titles because at the point you just lose track.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes someone play a song for me and say, I don't even remember that song.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But as you play it,
it brings
you
you
get
back.
it right away. Yeah.
Yeah,
for real.
Well, you're a lucky man to have that kind of wealth.
Yeah.
That's a wealth, not many people get that and to have songs where you people remember it and you don't remember it. That's wealth.
Yeah.
That's wealth.
For real.
Well, I know that you are a married man and you.
Yeah. So
tell us tell us about your family. What you know.
I'm living a good family life.
You look it.
Yeah, I am.
You look it.
I'm blessed.
Very good. Very good. Every good man needs a good wife.
Yes,
and every woman needs a man. A good man.
I was something like that. I say like that. Yes. I gotta thank my wife. You know what I mean? Because she keeps me straight.
Oh, that's great.
You know what I mean? When you have someone you live with and
who's got your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to look back and you
Look
have to
back,
wonder and say, wonder.
Yeah.
You know,
Or running here, running there,
Yeah.
trying to find something that's not there.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh man, that's
And wondering
great.
messed up life bad.
Yes, yes.
And once you have to wonder and ponder.
No, that's
No,
not good.
no.
And it doesn't build for a good family
No.
life, you know? And of course the kid, you know, you have 4 children, you say?
Yeah.
And of course they benefit from that
Yeah.
family
For it.
life that you guys live. That's great. Because I look in your wife's face and I say, yeah, that's a happy woman.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
That's a happy woman.
Yeah.
She's beautiful and she's calm. That's a happy woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's thanks to you.
For real.
Good stuff.
Yes.
You know, now we know the world is we have 24-hour news. We have all kind of, you know, articles we can read, newspapers on top of newspapers, and we know what's going on in the world today.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. Do you have an opinion on the state of politics, especially in Jamaica?
Yeah. Well, I try to stay far from
Politics.
You know what I mean? But I don't find nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's going good because life. You're gonna have ups, you're gonna have downs. You're gonna have good, you're gonna have bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know that you just can't get away from that. You know, when you do the calculation, it's all good.
It's all good. It's
Yeah.
really up on the individual to do the right thing.
Yeah, do the right thing.
The government has to do what the government has to do, but you have to do the right thing.
And then they're in a tough position, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to make, I don't know.
You have to make big decisions for people.
Hard decision.
Hard decisions.
You know,
Yeah.
You have to heads up to them because it's not an easy work.
So Jamaica has a female prime minister.
Yeah.
This is her second bout, right?
Yes.
Because she took over from PJ Patterson,
Yeah.
and then she was basically thrown out,
Yeah.
and then she's been brought back in
Yeah.
by popular demand because she has a
Yes.
majority government now.
That's it.
So have you been home since the election?
No.
Do you talk to people there
Yes,
since the
I
election?
talk, yeah.
How are they feeling?
Yeah, they're feeling joyful and everything seems good.
Seems fine. I found that too. When I was in Jamaica in February,
Yeah.
I found that, you know, it's the first time since the 80s that I went back that I saw smiles on people's faces. You know, people were really, they didn't look as stressed out as they have been over the years that I've been going by.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see that. And I asked them, was it because of the election? Some people said yes, some people said no. So, you know, you have to take it where you heard it. But I remember asking my cousin if he thought that, you know, it was a good thing, this government, and he wasn't too thrilled, but he was waiting to see.
Yeah.
He was waiting to see. So we wish her well, and we hope she really does a good job and, you know, stand up strong for Jamaica and know that, you know, we're special.
Yes.
We're special, and we have to start acting it.
Yeah.
You know, we can't just take, you know, the rhetoric and the rumors and just live with it. We have to start saying we're special.
Yes.
And we want to be known as special.
For real.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, you heard my talk about Marcus and, you know, how his words are so important to us now.
Yes.
Because there are so many loopholes that we need to fill up. There's so many, you know, places that we need to do some harder work.
Yes.
Especially our hearts and our souls and our minds. I mean, those are really important places, and I think a lot of our people are neglecting that. Do you have anything to say to Black people, Africans, about really sticking to the plan and let's get on with it?
Yes. That's what I really say in my music now, because the kind of music I'm writing now, it's really hard. It's straight to the heart, you know what I mean? You just gotta take it. And it's the same thing I'm trying to say, you know, do good, love each other, you know. That's it.
And don't kill each other.
No.
That's not good. When you kill somebody, they're dead. They're done.
Yes.
That's not right. You see, and this incident mentioned, it really got me stirred up this week. How dare you?
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing? You know what I mean?
I have a song that say, you can't blow bread, but you want to take life.
There you go.
It's so sad.
You can't make life, but you want to take it. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Who told you? Who told you had that right?
Yeah.
You know?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Yeah.
So I say, you know, stop listening to the voice of Satan and embrace only Jah.
Yeah.
Embrace God, because He'll tell you, live life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let others live.
You have one life to live it, you know, and don't take someone's life.
Yeah. I definitely truly understand that Africa is a place where You know, because I guess because we've been out there we've been out of Africa for so long.
Yeah.
Many of us don't understand that we are Africans.
Yeah.
You know, my cousin Peter Tosh,
Yeah.
he has a song and it's called "No Matter Where You Come From, as long as you're a black man, you're an African." You know what I mean? And I think he just wanted you to understand that you got a responsibility, you got an obligation to Africa. Stop neglecting it.
Yeah.
Stop neglecting it. We've got to start working together. She needs us. You know what I mean? There's starvation, there's famine, there is plague, disease, and then the silly war that they carry on. You know, we need to pull up all those governments and tell them, hey, you got people depending on you.
For real.
I tell you.
Yeah.
We could go on all day about what Marcus has to say.
Yeah.
Now, I know you don't wear locks, but I know that in your heart you're saying Rastafari.
Yes.
You know, from way back, because I hear in your music.
From way back.
Yeah, so how do you feel about we Rastas who just want to love it?
I tell you, I grew up with Rastafari. I was the only one that never not. You know what I mean? And I'm firm. I'm eating ital from teens.
Right.
So I grew up
so
with
no meat.
ital, you know what I mean? You know, so I don't know, I just love Rastafari and a true Rastafari.
You know,
yeah, some faking. You know what I say?
I know.
Yeah.
I had a kind of a conversation on the internet with somebody who wrote that.
Yeah.
Well, he said I heard he said you don't have to grow your locks to be a Rasta.
Yeah.
Now, I tend to disagree with that a bit.
Yeah.
Just because in a sense I tend to disagree, and I know the Morgan Heritage family wrote a song about that you don't have to be dread to be a Rasta.
Yeah.
And I always said I disagree with that because I truly believe that, you know, if you're gonna say I'm a Rasta, then I really truly believe you have to look the part. You have to wear your locks, say this is my commitment to Jah, so he knows who I am.
Yeah.
You see, it's not about what they think, it's about what he knows.
Yeah.
And when he sees you put on that crown that says, I'm going to take the crown, I'm going to take the punishment, I'm going to take everything that comes along with the trials and tribulation, then you have to put on the locks and say that I'm Rastafari. But I know you have the heart, and I know you're a Rasta, so I'm okay with you.
Bless.
Definitely, most definitely.
Yes.
Well, Vernon, it's really nice to oh, this is okay. So you know what? Right now we're gonna have you sing a bit from your new album.
Yeah, good try.
Oh, that's good. So bear with us a moment. Vernon's gonna get ready and he's gonna perform for you from his new album, and we really appreciate him being here. And this is ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com, live from Scarborough, Ontario. Send us an email, drop us a line, talk to us on Twitter. Let us know what's happening, and we love you for watching. And here now is Vernon Maytone.
Yeah. Give me some more volume on the rhythm track. This song is called Jah Is Real. Oh, Jah is real now. Oh, His love I am feeling. Yes, Jah is real now. Oh, His love I am feeling. Plenty caught up in vanity, got no love for humanity. They slip, they slide, broke up them side, and then I come call up and Jah, you I go feel it. All wicked people, I go feel it. The deadliness, the bitterness amongst each other. You reap all the gold and lost your soul, you're out of control. Gonna feel it. Yes, wicked people, I go feel it. Give love a try. Say goodbye to poverty. Come on, give love a try. Oh, Jah, bless I. Oh, yeah. Yes, Jah is real now.
Yes, Jah is real now. Oh, His love I am feeling. Mighty Jah is real now. Oh, His love I am feeling. Plenty caught up in vanity, got no love for humanity. They slip, they slide, broke up inside, and they're not gonna call up on God. They gotta feel it. Mighty Jah, they might go feel it. Give love a try. Say goodbye to poverty. Come on, give love a try. Oh Jah, bless I. Yeah, yes. Yes, Jah is real now. Oh, His love I am feeling. Yes, Jah is real now. Oh, His love I am feeling. Yeah. Jah is real.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Mayton.
Blessed.
This is wonderful. Jah is real. Yes.
For real.
That's great. Yeah. Oh, I tell you, this is reggaetelevisionnetwork.com. We're coming to you live from Scarborough, Ontario, and we've got in studio Mr. Vernon Maytone, who's going to sing some more for us. But before he does that, I want just to remind you that this is the Sabbath morning, and on every Sabbath morning, which begins Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, you should get into your Bible and you should read. You should read Psalms 119. It's a blessing. It's a guidance. It's your redevoting yourself to God every week to let Him know that you will not forget Him, you love Him, and you want to be part of His world. So I just want to know that everyone understand that it's all up to us individuals. We have to work towards this. And reggaetelevisionnetwork.com, coming to you live from Scarborough, is here to remind you every Saturday morning that you must get into the Bible and read Psalms 119 so we can have the blessing of God shed all over us. Now, without further ado, I am going to bring back Mr. Vernon Maytone because his singing is just what we need. Here again, Mr. Vernon Maytone.
For real. This song is called One Way.
Yeah. Only one way. Yes, I'm holding on. Ain't gonna give up, no, I'm pressing on. I'm pressing. I ain't gonna give up, no. Only one way. I won't. The road may be dangerous, so dangerous, but I'm gonna try. The road may be foggy with lots of curves, but I know that Jah will guide. Only one way, yeah. Oh yeah. You better be conscious, my little one. In a decent time, please be positive with what you do. Yes, I know that Jah will guide. Only one way, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah, yes. Yes. guns, stop the war. Time to leave us one. Throw down the guns, stop the war. Time to leave us one. Throw down the guns and time, let's leave us one, yes. Only one way, yeah. Only one way, yeah. Yes, the road may be dangerous, so dangerous, but I'm gonna try. The road may be foggy, foggy with lots of curves, but I know great God, you God, yeah. Oh yes, and there's only one way, only one way, one way, one way.
There again. Oh,
Bless.
only one way.
Blessed.
Wonderful. That's great. See, words of wisdom, heartfelt.
For real.
Oh, this is terrific. See what Jamaica has given us? This is a product of Jamaica.
Blessed.
That's how great Jamaica is.
Blessed.
Oh man,
For
that's
real.
how do you feel when you're singing like that? I can just see you move into the feel.
Describe it like I'm in a different world.
Wow.
Like once I start, in a different zone.
In a different zone.
You know, like Jah just take it away. You know what I
And
mean?
then just hug you and
that's
say,
how we
sing, I got you.
Yeah. It's real.
Oh,
For real. Yeah.
I can see that very
For
much
real.
so, and the
Yes.
words are so profound.
For real.
They cut to the heart and they teach you.
For real.
They teach you.
Gonna do the track for real.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna have a lot more from Mr. Vernon Maytone, but before we do, I just want to let you know, remind you that this is ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com. We're here coming to you live from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. And if you have any opinion about what you're seeing, what you're watching, please contact us at ReggaeTelevisionNetwork.com, and you can send us a note on Twitter.
Correct.
And we want you to enjoy Mr. Vernon Maytone's music again. So, before we talk anymore, here he is, Mr. Vernon Maytone.
For real.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Father, show us the way to move out of Babylon. Show us the way to leave all those wicked ones. Show us the way, yeah, to righteousness. Too much war in a Babylon, too much killing every day, too much criticism, yeah. I don't want to see no more. Oh, Father, show us the way to move out of Babylon. Show us the way to leave all them wicked ones. Show us the way, yeah, to righteousness. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Da, 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 da. It a go dread, I know. Too much blood I go run. Too much tears I go shed. I don't want to see no more. No, Father, show us the way to move out of Babylon. Show us the way to leave all those wicked ones. Show us the way, yeah, to righteousness. Oh, Father, show us the way to move out of Babylon. Show us the way to leave all those wicked ones. Show us the way to righteousness. Oh, Father, show us the way to move out of Babylon. Show us the way to leave all those wicked ones. Show us the way to righteousness. Jah, I beg you, show us the way to move out of Babylon. Show us the way.
Wow, another classic. Rastafari.
Every time.
Very nice. Yes, Josh, show us the way to move out of Babylon. See, we need to.
Yeah.
So we can build our own civilization. We can build our own continent. We can build. And we can live as one, loving each other. That's great. Now, Jamaica's 50th celebration is coming up.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything special out there for that?
Yes, I'm supposed to work with the Jamaica Association in Montreal. And now I just wrote a song about Jamaica 50th. Nice song.
So
actually, if I was thinking, I would bring it.
Oh, let's do that.
It's nice, man. It's wicked. It's like a R&B flavor.
Yeah.
You know,
nice.
reggae R&B flavor. It's sweet.
So how are people able to get it? Like, is it on the new album?
I'm not sure yet, because what I'm gonna do with this, like I want to submit it to be like anthem for tourism and stuff. So I'm working on it really hard to get it, you know, to that level.
I have a feeling they will not reject that, because
for real,
you know, with the words and the music that you put out.
It has some excellent words.
Yeah, because the 50th celebration means a lot, doesn't it? Yeah. We've come a long way, and we're here. We're doing it.
Yeah.
We just have to kind of tighten up a few little loose places.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like getting the economy back running, so that everybody can live, get a job, work, you know, and of course school.
Yeah.
You know, the schools have got to, you know, be able to support everyone.
Yeah.
Because one thing I did notice in the last few years I was going to Jamaica, when I was growing up in Jamaica in the 60s and early 70s, we went to school because for some reason my grandmother was able to get us there with clothes, with food, and with transportation, right? I go back and people are saying, oh, I can't go to school, Mom, because Mom, I don't have no money. I can't go to school, Mom, because I don't have no uniform. I can't go. And these are like, you know, 14, 15 years. I'm saying, what's going on? You know, because we all know that smarter children, smarter world. You know, and so we got to really start look at Jamaica and start to think about the education. And another thing I think we need to think about in Jamaica too is the healthcare. People have got to know that they can be taken care of when they're sick. I've known so many people who die because they just didn't get the help they needed. We've got to stop that, because every life is valuable. You know, and your songs really speaks to that. So are we gonna have another song from Mr. Vernon Maytone?
To do it number 5.
Oh, that's
you know, it's a problem, the money problem. You know, this is a kind of little divert version of it. You know, it's have a little different flavor, but the words is there.
Oh, very good. So, money worries.
That's it.
Rastafari, Selassie.
Money worry, money trouble. Ay. I'm money worries, I'm money trouble. Yes, money worries, I'm money worries. Ay, yeah. have a comfortable place of rest or a nice car to drive. Anything you need these days, money is the only answer. Oh Lord, ay 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 ay, yeah. Money trouble, money worried. Listen, everyone would like to live happy, eating and wearing the best in life, but to really do so, my friends, money is the only answer. Oh Lord, ay 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 ay, yeah. Money worries, money worries. Money worries, money trouble, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Ay 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 ay, yeah. Everyone would like to live happy, eating and wearing the best in life, but to really do so, my friends, money is the only answer. Oh Lord, ay 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 ay, yeah. Money worries, money trouble. Ay 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 ay, yeah. Money worries, money trouble. Money worries, money trouble. Money worries.
Great.
Blessed.
Wow, this is so nice. I'm so happy to have this.
Blessed.
Money worries, yes. Everybody's got money worries.
Yeah.
Yes. And as I said, don't ever give up flesh and blood for money.
No.
No. Don't
Just
ever
a piece
do that.
of paper.
Just a piece of paper. And don't make it worry you either.
No.
Because I heard something once. It says, what does worrying and rocking chair have in common? And I thought about, what does worrying and rocking chair have in common? And then of course they both use up lots of energy, but they take you nowhere.
Yeah, take a same
So don't worry about nothing. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Wow, this is great. I'm so glad to have you here in Reggae at reggaetelevisionnetwork.com.
It's a blessing. Man.
Oh man, that's nice to hear these beautiful songs being sung by you.
For real.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here. I'm really happy. And it's nice that you took all that. You took that long drive down from Montreal to come be with us, See, you can put out just a little and you get so much.
Yeah.
You get so much. So don't be afraid to put out for your fellow man.
Yeah.
Because, the Bible says you give and you get.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. And there's no limit. There's no condition. I'm going to give this, I'm not going to give that, I'm going to give this. No. Give what you can. Give to help. Give consistently. Give always.
Give today and don't get today.
Wait patiently. It will come. It will come. None of God's word go undone. It can't be thrown away. What he says is. Like I love this. I love when people say, oh, I love God, but excuse me, there's no but.
No conjunction there.
No, none. Or I believe in life, but there is no but. You believe, and that's it. And I think that's what Mr. Vernon Maytone does when he writes his song. He believes.
Yeah, for real.
He believes.
Yeah.
So before we get to the last track, because I want the people to really, know who they're dealing with, because we've talked a bit about, you know, when you started, how you started and everything. But you know, we want to know what you've been up to all this time. Like, where have you been? Where have you sang? Who have you sang to? We want to know it all. So you can remember. Tell us, where have you been? I know you've been to UK. You've been to Africa?
No.
See, there you go. Me too. We have to go.
I say repatriation is a must.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, since of late I've been to Belize. Get a good crowd. People. You know, you get a feeling like when you're on stage, you can't miss a word, because people know the word by heart, because most of the time I don't sing on it.
And the people are singing.
You know what I mean? It's scary, but it's good.
Well, I've seen that on TV where the artist can just go in there. That must be something.
Yeah.
Yeah, when people know what you've wrote and all the songs they're singing with you.
It's a good feeling.
Wow, that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Good. Does it give you lots of energy on stage?
You relax. It
just relaxes you, know that you're in good company?
Because when you're pushing a new song, not new, but pushing songs to people that they don't know, it's a harder to work with, you know. But when you're singing and people know the song, oh my gosh, it's a difference.
Just lift you up.
You just take the melody out there, it's nice.
I think I saw the tape that you said in Belize, right?
Yeah.
They speak Spanish there, right?
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Okay, so they speak Spanish there.
Yeah.
Okay, and were they singing in Spanish?
No.
No, they were singing in Jamaican and in English.
Yeah.
Just because of your song.
Yeah.
Wow. So in some ways you teach them how to speak English.
For real. Yeah.
Do you speak any Spanish at all?
Nah.
Well, see, that's terrible, because isn't Spanish Jamaica's second language?
Yeah, for real.
And we should all be speaking Spanish, people, along with the English, the patois English.
I also count a little in Spanish, but never really go far with it.
Do they teach it in school? Do you know?
Yeah, they used to teach a little in school.
Because I never took it. Nobody taught me Spanish in school.
But not much, no.
Yeah?
Not much.
Well, if it's a second language, it should be taught.
Yeah.
Like French.
Yeah.
Here. French is a second language, and they teach it here.
Yeah.
You can take French from, grade school to high school.
Yeah.
And you can then, go on to college and study it there, right?
For real.
So I'm encouraging the Jamaican government to put Spanish on the curriculum. Start with them young so that they get used to other languages.
Yeah.
That's important. So we got to do a lot of changes to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's
I work with some guys from Canada here to Bedouin Sound Clash. I don't know if you heard of them.
What are they called?
Bedouin Sound Clash.
Bedouin Sound Clash.
I work with them. I actually pick up two gold and a platinum with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And they in Toronto? They're in Toronto here?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta hook us up, man.
Yeah.
They gotta come on Reggae Television Network. If you're a musician out there, and you're a singer and you want to promote your music, come to reggaetelevisionnetwork.com. We are happy to have you. We're happy to feature you. But in the studio this morning we have the legend, Mr. Vernon Maytone, who's been singing since he was 15, and he's released albums in every decade. That means that if you want an album for the 60s, you can find it. If you want one for the 70s, you can find it. For the 80s, 90s, and now the 2000s, 2012, he's got his new album out. And you've got to support him. You've got to get those albums. Now, do you have a website?
Yes, and I have a new album coming this summer. It's produced in France. It's a France label that's going to release it.
Yes.
Yes, and I wouldn't give it a title. It's The Journey.
The Journey?
Yes.
See? Just like what we're having here. The Journey.
Yeah.
And you can find us on the internet?
It's not released yet.
It's not released yet?
It's ready, but the release date, I haven't heard of.
Well, get set for the release, because when it comes, we want you to hear it. And you're going to come right back here and you're going to sing it for us, right?
For real.
That's for sure. We're really happy to have him here at reggaetelevisionnetwork.com. Coming to you live from Scarborough, Ontario. Every Saturday morning, you can be here with us. You can hear great songs, you can see great singers, listen to what they've got to say, and we'll also have many words of wisdom for you. As I said this morning, we were talking about Marcus Garvey, and the philosophy and opinion of Marcus Garvey, the book, or Africa for the Africans, is a must for every black home, for every black child. Don't miss this opportunity to teach your children how to be great men. Marcus is, he was worried in his time, but he said that we do get over, we do get it done. And so all we have to do is get on it, because it's in us, we have it, we can do it. So let's do it. Just like how Mr. Vernon Maytone does it. He does it all the time, and he does it with sweet music.
Yes.
You got your talent, do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We got to do it. So, now I know that the wife travels with you all over.
Yeah.
That's great. That helps when she's on the road with you, right?
Yeah. For real.
I mean, can you imagine? You can't drive all the way. How long did it take you to get from Montreal?
5-6 hours.
5-6 hours?
Between, yeah.
So you gotta have somebody sweet beside you.
Yeah. For real.
Somebody's not gonna make you, oh my God, I wish I could get this person with me. So you gotta have that.
Yes, and she helped with the driving too, so.
Oh, she's valuable.
Yeah.
I love that. She helps with the driving.
Yeah.
Now see, I gave up driving a few years ago, but that's only because of me. I understand. Yeah. Well, that's great. I'm so glad you made it down here and having to talk with us at reggaetelevisionnetwork.com.
Yes.
Coming to you live from Scarborough in Ontario, Canada. And you're in Montreal.
Yeah.
And you just do your music up there and you get all over.
Yes, I'm more flexible now because I have a studio in my basement now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So even the tracks from France, I just send it to me and I voice
and
right in my home.
Oh, that's great.
Thanks to the internet,
isn't that a great invention?
Yeah.
I tell you. That's why I say technology. You've got to use technology to your best, the best of your ability. You know, because we needed technology.
Yeah.
We needed it because it's gonna, it's gonna level the playing field.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can expose you when there was no other way to do it out there.
That's right.
You know, if they didn't come knocking at your door, you couldn't get yourself out there. Now you can knock at anybody's door.
Anybody's door. Can't say go away, but still knock.
Still knock. Yeah. You don't have to say yes, but we're gonna knock.
Yeah, for real.
You know.
Go.
Oh, that's great. I'm so happy you're here.
Listen, man.
Nice. So we're gonna do the last track now, and we're gonna have Mr. Vernon Maytone make us feel good again, as he's done all morning with his songs. And I'm so happy to be sitting beside him here behind the desk. We're coming to you live from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, and we are just thrilled to hear from Mr. Vernon Maytone again. Thank you, Mr. Vernon Maytone.
Oh yes, I wanna go home. Rastafari know. Oh yes, I wanna go home. Yes. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. Yes, I'm going home. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. Tired to see people fighting. It's a shame they won't unite. Oh no. All the Babylon is in and the dirty kind of living. I don't want to be here when heaven come crashing down on earth. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. Yes, I'm going home. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. I believe righteousness, more consciousness, forgiveness and peace. Why some people so cold, they ain't got no soul. Oh Lord, I just wanna go home. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. Tired to see people fighting. It's a shame they won't unite. Oh no. All this Babylonism and the dirty kind of living. I don't wanna be here when heaven come crashing down on earth. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. Yes, I'm going home. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. Zion, lion, Zion, lion, I wanna go home. Rastafari, know. Oh yes, I wanna go home. Tired to see people fighting. It's a shame they won't unite. Oh no. All this Babylonism and the dirty kind of living. I don't wanna be here when heaven come crashing down on earth. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. Yes, I'm going home. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. I'm going home. Sweet Mount Zion, I'm coming home. Yes, I'm going home.
Well, that was reggaetelevisionnetwork.com.
For real.
And this is Mr. Vernon Maytone.
Ever blessed.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Thank you so much for being here with us.
For real.
We're absolutely appreciative of his coming and his performing with us and talking with us and letting us know how he feels and letting us know what a real man, Mr. Vernon Maytone is. Before we say goodbye, I just want to repeat what I said about nationhood. What Marcus Garvey said about nationhood. Nationhood is the only means by which modern civilization can completely protect itself. So we've got to start thinking about nationhood. All of us, every one of us, nationhood. And then he says, let Africa be our guiding star, our star of destiny. And just remember, leadership means everything. It means pain, blood, and death. Join us next week again, when we will have a special guest in the studio and we will talk about things that we all need to know. We appreciate you being here and we love you for coming and we want you to come back next week and also tune in during the week. We post many different videos on our website that will help you to exercise. I do my little workout routine. It will help you to tighten everything up and feel right and look right and get going right and have a great day. So tune into the website, come and watch what we post and support us because we need your help too. We need your help. We're here to help, but we need your help too. So again, thank you for being here and we're live from reggaetelevisionnetwork.com in Scarborough, Ontario and I thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.